Hey, how's it going out there today, everybody? Hope everybody's having a great day so far, and hope it continues to be a great day. So it's weekly recap time in my world. I'm a little behind on these, so I'm trying to get caught up. It's probably not been an actual week since I did one. Maybe it is. I don't know. I got a lot going on right now, so it's hard to keep everything going on YouTube. When freight's paying this good, YouTube is on the back burner. Sorry, it just is. But for the people new to the channel, be sure to hit the like button. If you haven't yet, think about subscribing to the channel. We do this every week, or try to do it every week. Sometimes I get a little behind. I do a lot of live shows. I try to make it an edutainment channel. That's my hashtag. Hashtag edutainment. Check it out. Edutainment. We try to educate and we try to entertain. Some people say I fail miserably at both. But, hey, you be the judge of it. Hang around to the end, hit the like button. Like I said, while I'm here, while I'm running through the ramblings, check out that description below. Got mud flap down there. If you buy your own fuel, or if you're planning on buying your own fuel, check out mud flap. Sign up with your personal card to the app. You pay through the app. Lots of truck stops are involved now, so just keep that in mind. There's lots of fuel stops now. They're adding them every week. I get an email where they say, hey, we've added 10 more stops. I love it. Great discount program over there, up to 80 cents a gallon off. And these aren't like overinflated prices like when you go to the TA and the TA says, oh, you get 75 cents off a gallon. It's like, well, yeah, you're charging me 50 cents more than everybody else around here, So, sorry, that's my rant for today. But that's where we're at, guys. Check out Mudflap, sign up, use my promo code, get yourself $10 in free fuel. Here's my suggestion to you. No risk involved. Sign up with my promo code, go to the truck stop, run a $10 transaction on them, get $10 in free fuel, throw it in your reefer tank, throw it in your truck tanks, I don't care. See how easy it is. And then you get nothing but $10 in free fuel. And with diesel prices where they're at these days, I think that'd probably be like a half a gallon for free. It seems that way anyway. But with fuel prices continuing to go up, we're pretty much $3 a gallon everywhere these days. In the big IFTA states, we're well above 3. We're pushing 4. California's already seeing some 4s. Pennsylvania's going to be seeing some 4s pretty soon. So check out Mudflap. Sign up with it. I'm on Twitter. Go over there. Check me out on Twitter. All that fun stuff. So let's get down to the numbers. Let's break it down. For the new people, I'm leased to an 80-20 split carrier. We split everything 80-20. I pull their trailer. I let them dispatch me. I can dispatch if I want to, but to me, they do a better job at it. They're looking at more load boards than I look at, because I can't sit all day and look at load boards. I'm driving a truck, so they dispatch, I pull their trailer, I run their numbers, we split everything 80-20 on reefer freight. These numbers are for reefer freight. And if it bothers you or it hurts your feelings that I run for an 80-20 split carrier, by all means, I'm sorry to hurt your feelings with what I'm doing with my life. So let's see, what else do I need to throw in there? Oh, I got a pretty fuel efficient truck. I recommend that for everybody. If you're going to be an owner operator, get a fuel efficient truck. Because fuel prices are going up, and why not? So bing bam boom, knocking off all my chores there. Now let's get to the fun stuff. Let's get to the numbers. First load I pulled was from Wilmington, Delaware to Hopkins, Minnesota. 38,000 pounds of produce, 34 degrees continuous, 50 miles a deadhead, 1,171 loaded miles, for a total of 1,221 miles on that trip. That took me to Minnesota. From Minnesota, we ran down to Alabama, Birmingham area. That was from Minnesota to Alabama, 40,000 pounds. That was a load of milk, little containers of milk. That was pretty heavy. That was like 40,000 pounds. That was 33 degrees, and I ran that start and stop because it said keep it between 33 and 39. So that's what we did. We set it at 33 and just let it cycle. That was a good paying load there. That was like $4 a mile, 15 miles a deadhead. Love that low deadhead. And let's see. 1,124 loaded miles on that one. Swung by the house on that one. Got me a meal at the house. You know, I try to go home every week. Sometimes I don't even stay the night when I go home. I just go home, wash some clothes, just in and out, see the kids, whatnot. That's pretty much my initiative when I go home, see the kids. So, that load, like I said, 40,000. Yeah. So I went over the numbers on that one. I scaled that first load. I scaled this second load down to Alabama. Did a third load this week. So we talking big revenue. Typically, I go from Minnesota out and back. That's my week. I can live on that. This week, it just timed out where, these loads were so short spaced. Like, the majority of my week happened in 3 days, 4 days, really. So anyway, went down to Alabama, got unloaded down there. Same day, got reloaded, got way back up to like Illinois. That load come out of North Alabama, like Huntsville area. So that load had 133 deadhead miles on it, 953 loaded miles. That went back up to Owatonna, Minnesota. And that was 26 degrees on that load. I ran it start and stop. It was processed meat. And it weighed 10,000 pounds. Boy, that was not all reefer loads are super heavy. I just, to me, drive-in and reefer are about the same on weight. Occasionally you get a light one. Most of the time they want to pack all they can in there. They want to get their money's worth out of that trip. It's economics. So 10,000 pound load on that one. Had a great tailwind on that one. I ran that load at 70 mile an hour the whole way. That was a short space load. That picked up literally midday, and then had to be delivered not the next day but the next morning at 5 o'clock. 953 miles. So I had to run that one pretty quick, to get it there on time. But yeah, so 953, 1,084 all miles on that trip. So that was a good one. Didn't pay as good as the others, but hey, I had basically two back hauls in this week. So to make the numbers I made with two back hauls, I'm pretty happy with that, because I typically make my money going out from Minnesota or Wisconsin or Iowa. And then, I just try to get back as soon as possible. That's my strategy. Out and back, out and back. I don't do triangles. I never saw the benefit of triangle. It just keeps me away from the house more. Some people make it work. It's just not for me. I like a straight out and a straight back. My good paying freights in Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa. I don't want to spend time bouncing from Alabama to St. Louis back to Minnesota. I just want to straight out, straight back. Let's make it happen. So let's talk about some numbers on this week. Woo, good week, boy. I ran hard that week, though. This was a hard week to get done and run these last two trips to Alabama. Man, that load was so tight scheduled. It just was. And then the same thing with the load back. I think when this exemption for food goes away, we're gonna have to start relearning how routes work, because these brokers and these logistics companies, they're getting to the point where they're getting it down to the wire at this point. I'm having to run faster than I want to run. Luckily, that 70 mile an hour load on the way back to Minnesota, that's pretty flat ground once you get out of Tennessee, a little bit of Kentucky's got some hills, but from Kentucky back to Minnesota is pretty flat ground. So I didn't really have to run it hard through the mountains. So that helped with fuel economy. And not to mention, I had a fantastic south wind. Probably 13 to 20 miles an hour, just pushing me right along. I mean, I was doing 70 miles an hour with a 10,000 pound load, and I was pushing 9 miles a gallon. The wind is a maker or breaker sometimes. So let's get to the money. Total gross revenue, $9,700. Amen. Oh man, on two back hauls. I never do that good on back hauls. But $9,700. 80% of that, my cut to the truck, not to me, to the truck, to my business. $7,760. That is on 3,444 all miles. That is $282 for all miles. Even my deadhead miles paid $282 on back hauls. Man, this freight market is crazy right now. And then we come down, that was 196 miles of deadhead, which is 5.6% deadhead to loaded ratio. 3,248 loaded miles, just the loaded miles. And the only reason I talk about loaded miles, to me, they're irrelevant in trucking because empty miles still, I have to put maintenance and fuel and everything back for those. So, but I like letting you know where the freight market's at. That's the only reason I talk about just loaded miles. So, 282 all miles, gross 226 to the truck. That is unbelievable with 2 backhauls in it. That is amazing for me. And 299 a loaded mile. I wanted to round that up to $3, but you know, I'm not gonna lie to you for a penny. You know what I'm saying? It just ain't worth it to me. I want my numbers to be like as true can be, because honestly, I'm not here to impress you. I'm just not. If you think I did good, thank you. If you did better than me, congratulations. I'm happy for you. Truckers work so hard. I want us all to make good money. You know, that's why I put these numbers out, to give you a base if you want to become an owner operator, to let you know kind of what it's like. Not to impress. I mean, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Doesn't make any difference to me. I don't sleep any different at night, whether you feel, you know, whether you're happy or proud of me. It just don't affect me much. So let's go over some variable costs. Now, here's what I go over. I go over variable cost. When I get done with this, I'm going to say my little tagline for me to do what I got to do with. When I say that number, you need to plug in your truck payment. If you're going to have a truck payment, you need to plug in your insurances. These are all things you need to call and deal with for your specific business. But anyway, let's get on with it. Let's $1,188 in diesel. Diesel is definitely going up. I did not do the numbers on that. Whoop. You know, and sometimes I start the week off with a lower number. Sometimes I do it, you know, I start the week off with a full tank. Sometimes I end it with a full tank. Sometimes I start it with an empty tank and end it with a full tank. You know, like, that's just what I bought this week. That's not necessarily what I used this week. So, $11.88 in diesel cost. The majority of that fuel was bought in Ohio. Let's see. Yeah, I built up big time there, and coming back from Delaware, I ran the tanks down pretty good, so I stopped at Truck World. I'm digging that Truck World in North Jackson, Ohio. Boy, that's a nice new facility. Got a Burger King, got clean bathrooms. There's very rarely anybody, like when I pull in there to buy fuel, they got like 8 diesel bays. There's usually 2 or 3 people. I mean, I never have to wait in line, and that is a beautiful thing when you got tight space loads. The rest of the fuel on the way down to Alabama, I bought filled up in Menominee, Wisconsin at Love's, and then I filled up again at the Poignant Truck Plaza in Ohio, Wisconsin. I almost said Ohio. In Wisconsin on the way back. Yes, a fuel-efficient truck. I can fuel in Wisconsin, run to Alabama. I did buy fuel in Alabama, a little bit of fuel, and then run back to Wisconsin. So get yourself a fuel-efficient truck. You'll appreciate it. And so $11.88 in diesel, $142 in reefer, and a lot of that is because the load I had before that first load, I let the tanks run, the reefer tank run way low. I had a $48 reefer fill up on the start of that load, and then I filled it up again on the way down to Alabama for $54, and I had a couple big fill ups there. So $142 in reefer, $26 in def, $24 on scales. I scaled 2 loads. Truck scales went up to $12.50 a go now, so cat scales are $12.50 now. They just go up 50 cents about every year, 6 months. They seem like they go up 50 cents. So we're at $12.50 now, but I got these 2 squeaked in under the line. I think paid $12 each for those. $79 in tolls. Dodged a good amount of tolls. On that load from Delaware back to Minnesota, I dodged $200 worth of tolls. And in dodging that $200 in tolls, I added about 60 miles to my trip in a little over an hour. So if you think dodging tolls isn't worth it, sometimes it is if you've got the time. Like on that load, I had the time. It was a weekend load. Just kind of meandered back with it. And I think it delivered on a Sunday. But yeah, you know, if you can drive an extra 60 miles and, you know, it take you about an hour and a half maybe, and you save yourself $200, sometimes dodging tolls is worth it. Let's see, events of the week. Well, let me finish up variable and I'll talk about it. So if you add up the 1188 in diesel, 142 in reefer, 26 in def, 24 in scales, 79 in tolls. My variable costs are $1,459 for the week. You bring over the $77.60 to my business, to my truck, and you subtract the $1,459, it leaves me $6,301. $6,301. There we go. On that load back from Delaware, I had a brake chamber blowout on that one, so I had to get a brake chamber changed. You know, it's all maintenance cost. I typically put back around, it varies. So like on that first load, like, you know, 1,221 total miles. I think I put back like $110 or something for that. You know, I'm typically between a dime and 15 cents a mile. You know, on better paying loads, I typically put back a few extra dollars. So like those back hauls, I probably did, you know, closer to a dime a mile. And for the bigger paying load down to Alabama, 1,139 mile. I don't know what I put back for that. I can't remember. Probably like $150 or something like that. So, that soda's bad. The carbonation's out at Love's. Oh, that's a flat soda. But there it is, guys. $6,301 running for the week on 3,444 miles. Thanks for hanging around this far. If you have, hit the thumbs up button for me. Give me that like. YouTube loves it when a video gets a bunch of likes. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, or at least think about it. And consider clicking on one of these other videos that pop up here. Take care of each other. Bye.